Hello guys, welcome to your CMA back channel. So today we are going to see direct tax income from house property. So we move each and each every illustrations. So without first of all we have to see the method formula. RER gross municipal value, fair rent higher, whichever is higher if A and B, standard rent B and higher, and this AB if we compare whichever is lower is here C, and ARR minus UR is here D, and my C, while comparing C and D, whichever is higher is here gross annual value. With this step 3 over, and step 4, however where AR minus UR is lower due to vacancy, we can understand by moving one and one each illustrations. With this 37 is the same method of 38. Whether there is neither unrealized nor vacancy period. So as per the question, as per the formula GAV FR, whichever is greater we have to see is here higher of A and B is here A value. So 120 is the higher while comparing fair rent and gross municipal value. 130 is greater, 140 is greater, 155 is greater, 175 is greater, 180 is greater. And 180 if you can see 12 month means vacancy period also covered in. So in here 12 month only has been all completed, but for this house plot is 6 is given according to the base of 10 months. So we have to do the like this. So we have to take 180 divided by 12 month. So we know for 1 month is 15. What the value is for 10 month is 150. So see 150, there will be change there. That's why in upper side you can see one short symbol. And for 168 we also have to take 168 divided by 12 into 10 is 140. Like this you also have to do for standard rent. With this you got the higher value and standard rent. While comparing with this standard rent, we find whichever is lower. It is your first step of completing a reasonable expected return. So one in not applicable means we have to take 120, 100, 135, 155, 165, 120, and the 144 value is divided by 12 into for 10 month. You can see 120. There will be 120, and first step is over. Second step ARR, and AR will be given same. You have to write while comparing C and D, whichever is low, whichever is greater. In step 3 you have to see C and D, whichever is C and D, whichever is greater gross annual value. 120, 110, 135, 175, 200, 120. And you can see in case of H6 house plot is 6, previous year of 10 month, which denoted the construction of acquisition of such property is to be completed first June period. Therefore municipal value, fair rent and standard rent has been proportionally reduced. Like this now we have done in calculator. So with this 38 sum over, and 37 is the same, you have to understand. And 38 when there is unrealized rent but there no vacancy period, municipal value and see how the calculation of RA done. As previously we see municipal value and fair rent, whichever is higher, okay, whichever is higher. Here we are not taking in this sum, we are not taking the vacancy period. Why? Because here in the question tells no vacancy period, when there is unrealized rent but no vacancy period. So that's why we could not analyze the vacancy period, since here it has given us unrealized rent and with vacancy period. That's why we are following the vacancy period. Here no need to make it like vacancy period, we should not follow that. Okay, so, so do directly as how it will, the question will be given. Municipal value, fair and whichever is greater, standard rent, then find whichever is lower, 50, 500, 240, 250, 315. With this, first step is over. The calculation of ARR is 120, but here it is given and in term of month, so we should not simply 23132. So don't confuse that, since I told no need to take vacancy period. But for this, calculating the unrealized rent, we have to do like, see, so to understand the unrealized rent, I show in calculator how it can be done. Here 120 and the value is 2 months. So as regularly we are taking 120 by 12, for 1 month is 10, for 2 months is 20. So you can see that you got unrealized rent is 20. Like this we also have to take for this all. 120 minus 20 is equal to 100. So you got this 100. With this, C and D have to see whichever is higher. This 50, this 100, 100 is higher, 500, 440, 500 is higher, 240, and once it 240 is higher, 250, 270, 270 is higher, 315, 125, 315 is higher. Okay. Then we move to 40, illustration 40. Here also same, like gross municipal value. So you can see that here so in the book it will be shortly it has given. If I compare 200 to 300, I got like this here, like whichever is higher, standard rent, whichever is lower, comparing this. So with this you meet the first step covered, and this second step how to find ARR. So I can show you how to calculate ARR for the period actually let out. You can see actually rent per annum. So here it give actually rent per annum. Per annum means 600 divided by 12. 600 divided by 12. You got 50. In this 50 you have to less minus 600, the given value. So here you got 550. 550 like this. You have to do for all, like 900 divided by 12, whatever they will get. See, for this I will make you understand. For this I am doing suppose 900, okay, by 12, whatever I give value, 900 by 12, 75, and this 75 into, why we are doing 75, because the 75 is value is for 1 month. So here we will ask them to take number of month 3 month. So 75 into 3, you got 225. Okay, 75 into 3, 225. So you have to less this 225 with given value 900. So we got 675. If we can less, so like this you have to do with the second step over. And third step is whichever is higher. So you can see again we have to see first we have see higher, lower and again higher. Whichever is 550, 675, 280, 225, 250, 240. Okay, so with this step 3 over, moving step 4. It might be confused you people, so please understand and do the sums regularly. Gross annual value. Here it will be given 550. How to take 550? Normally we will in step 4 we will take the value of ARR. In step 2 we can see in what adjustment given 551. So in 1 here it will be given in house property 1 and 2 actual rent receivable is already higher than comparing the first step RR. So you people always understand, don't confuse. The fourth step only seems to be lightly difficult. Here you have to compare the value with ARR and RER. So that's the same thing here also be done in H1 and H2. Actual rent receivable is already higher than RER. Therefore vacancy period is not making any impact. Computation discussed earlier and JVV. In H3 and H4, is ARR is less. ARR is less than RER, then RER due to vacancy. Therefore GAV will be the ARR. Why? Because if there is vacancy then only we got effect, otherwise ARR would have been and in H5 house property 5 ARR is less than RER, not only due to but also due to other factors. In such case value of RER shall be taken as GAV. In step 4 we have to see H5 is 180, so it is comparatively less than RER, so whichever is higher RER, so we have to take RER. Why in second step we are taking ARR? Why? Because it is affected due to vacancy. Okay, in house 46 ARR is less than RER. See, ARR is less than RER due to vacancy period, otherwise ARR would have been equal to RER, so that's why we are taking 220. Okay, hope you guys understood. Please subscribe the channel. Like this I will make you to understand each and every illustrations. With this you got easy. Please WhatsApp me the number and subscribe the channel.